Hey everybody, it is officially week 9 of LDU. We are almost done with the program and you guys are still here. So give your guys a pat on the back. 2 more weeks, that's it. So this is actually one of my favorite chapters of the whole book because of the fact that it really focuses on being a leader. And a lot of times being a leader is really hard. You kind of get in the mindset, you're like, well, I'm a leader, I shouldn't be having, issues with sales, or I shouldn't be having issues with recruiting and stuff. And that's totally not true. But in this chapter, we learn how to be an effective leader and how to work through our problems. One of the one of the main things that she talks about in this chapter is it's totally okay to vent, but you need to know who to vent to. And with being a leader, you never want to vent down to your downline and let them know about the issues and the problems, and kind of gets it discouraging for your downline. So it's totally okay to vent, but make sure you're venting up to your sponsor, venting up to your other upline, or other leaders within the company. But make sure you're venting to the correct people so that you are not kind of like destroying the work and the confidence that you've and the progress you've made with your downline. Another big thing that she talks about with any business, but especially in this business, it's really hard not to compare. Comparison can kill your confidence. It can kill your own personal beliefs. So regardless of where you're at in your business, don't compare it to other people in this business, regardless if you start at the same time or if you're at the same rank. Everybody has different skills, everybody has different strengths within the business, so remember not to compare what your progress is with other people standing next to you. That can be the easiest way to take away your pride and your confidence of all the accomplishments that you have done with your business. So remember not to compare. The other really big point that she likes to talk about in this chapter is how to work with your downline and your frontline, especially your frontline. And with that, it is, make sure that you're encouraging and that you're recognizing the accomplishments that your downline and frontline are achieving. It might not seem like a large or even a big goal or accomplishment to you, but sometimes just the shortest, quickest, most simple recognition, even just a quick message, can make a world of difference. You don't really know what's going on in their life to where just a simple message like, hey, I'm really proud of you for, stepping out of your comfort zone and going live on Facebook. That person might be having a horrible day, and then just getting that quick, simple message that took you, 2 minutes to send, could just brighten their whole day, motivate them to do something later that day, and it could be a huge turning point in their business. So make sure that you're encouraging and recognizing. And when I say recognizing, it doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy them, some type of prize or a plaque or anything like that. It can be the simplest things like a shout out on Facebook, or just a simple postcard. Say, hey, you know what? I love fun mail, you love fun mail. I wanted to take down a minute or two and write down a note to let you know that how awesome I think you are. That could just make a world of difference. So make sure that you are encouraging and recognizing your downline and your frontline. The next thing is make sure that you are leading by example. If you are encouraging your downline to do a booking blitz or to do a follow-up system, make sure that you're doing it yourself. You can't expect your downline and frontline to do certain tasks that you're asking them to do if you're not willing to do it with them. So make sure that you are always leading by example. If you are talking to your downline about increasing sales or how they should start recruiting, make sure that you're doing it as well. Sometimes it's easier to show them how to excel in the business rather than just telling them, because actions speak louder than words a lot of times. So if they see that you're recruiting and that you're becoming a recruiting rock star, that's going to motivate them to want to be like you. If you are a huge sales or an events person and they see that you are constantly booking events, you're constantly doing home parties, that's going to make them want to do it and show that, hey, she's doing it. I know that she's walking the walk, talking the talk. She's not just pulling things out of her, to telling me what to do. She's really telling me this is what's going to benefit your business, and she's doing it herself. So make sure you are leading by example. The last thing that she talks about, and this honestly I think is the biggest part in this chapter, especially right now. There are so many fads going on, and everybody sees this bright shiny object in front of them, or they hear the verse of be part of the ground floor opportunity. But she talks about in this chapter is find a company and stick with it. You know, people always think that the grass is greener on the other side, when in all reality, it's greener where you water it. So yeah, there's going to be hard times with any company, any business that you do, but what makes the business amazing is the fact that you get over those obstacles and you keep pushing, you keep learning, you find new new ways to get around the roadblocks rather than letting that roadblock stop you and point you in a different direction. So I know that it's really hard. There's a lot of fads going on right now, and you'll see people, you know, jumping ship, and it's gonna happen. But it also, as a leader, don't get discouraged over it. Some people just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to stay focused and make sure that you concentrate on one company, because what was it that Orville said? He who chases two rabbits never catches either one of them, because you're too busy dividing your time and your intention to two different things rather than focusing all of your energy and all of your concentration. A lot of people are like, well, you know, I have an extra time, so why can't I do another company? And the way that I try to describe it and I tell people about it is, yeah, you might feel like you're capable about doing it, but one, if other people, including your downline, see that you're juggling too, just because you're able to do it doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do it. But if they see their leader doing it, they're going to say, well, she can do it, I can do it too. As well as you got to think of customers. Yeah, you might still be selling and you might be making checks from both of them, but eventually a customer is going to have to choose which, you know, if I only have $50 to spend this month, am I going to spend it on Scentsy or am I going to spend it on this other company? So it's really going to affect you excelling in that one company if your customers' funds are being divided. And then you have to also look at possible recruits. If a possible recruit is undecided as to what company they want to do, or even a sponsor, and they're like, I really need to actually find a company that is going to help me beneficial money-wise, then why are they going to go with a company or even with a sponsor that's having to do two different companies? That's going to make them think, well, you know, she's obviously not making enough with this company, so that's why she's having to do this one as well. So there's a lot more reasoning other than, you know, you just shouldn't do two companies. There's more to it, and it's because ultimately by doing two different companies, you're focusing your time, you're focusing your energy on two different companies, you're splitting your customers, their funds, and ultimately you're making it look to prospects that could be thinking about joining your team, and you're pretty much telling them, hey, Scentsy isn't enough money-wise or incentive-wise that, you know, I have to do two of these to be able to accomplish what I need to do for my family. So you just got to look at it in a bigger picture. And right now that is becoming a very large, I don't want to say issue, but it is pretty big right now with a lot of new companies coming out. And it's kind of hard to stay focused, but all I can tell you is there's going to be problems, but it's more exciting. It is more rewarding when you're able to overcome those problems, when you're able to push through the struggles. You end up reaping the benefits in the end, in the long term, by watering your own grass, because eventually that grass does get greener. So just stick with it, you guys. That's all I can say is stick with it. Don't get distracted by the bright, shiny objects, which, trust me, I know is hard to do. With that, that is chapter 9. And like I said, we only have 2 weeks left. Today's the last day of the month, so make sure that you have passed out your 50 samples, your 10 possibility packets, and you have your 500 in. Now, I want to remind you guys that even though we only have 2 weeks into May for the actual like homework assignments and stuff, that you still need to make sure that you do your 10 possibility packets and your 50 samples. And hopefully you continue to do those even after the program, because that's really where your prospects are going to continue to come from. That's where your team is going to continue to come from. But also make sure that you still focus on getting your 500 in for the month of May, because even if you finish throughout the week 10 with your homework, you are still going to have to make sure that you have your 500 in for the full month of May before you are officially a graduate for LDU. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your homework for this week, which is focusing on your frontline. I want you to find one of your frontline, and I want you to schedule a one-on-one with that frontline. If they're local to you, meet up for coffee or something like that. If they're not, schedule a phone call or a Skype, Zoom, Facebook message, but make that time and schedule with one frontline. And when you do this, make sure you have your goals and everything written down and ready to go. But I want you to meet with that frontline, find out what their goals are for the month of May. The new Sensi annual year starts as of May 1st. So maybe map out with them what their annual goals are. Discuss with them what the annual sales and annual mentor awards are, and help them break down their goals that way. So make sure that you talk to them, find out what they're struggling with, what you can help them with, find out what their goals are. And once you get done with that meeting, I want you to come back here on this video and post what you learned. What are their goals for this coming month and for this coming year? And then after that, your second part of the homework is, again, an Ascend Academy challenge. And no, Sundays with spending time with family does not count. So make sure that you actually find a productive Ascend Academy homework, and make sure that you post that here as well. So again, congratulations everybody, you guys have made it this far. I'm getting super excited to see some more promotions that are going to be coming. We have the summer incentive that is announced tomorrow, and I'm so looking forward to the LDU graduation in Kansas City at the Sensi family reunion with everybody. So I hope you guys all have an amazing week, and let me know if there are any questions that you have about this week's assignments. Have a great day, guys, and have a fabulous month of May. Bye, guys.